little characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
You just like sell them for like, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks a pop. Like people will totally just flood you with commissions for them.
I bet they would. Actually, I should just do that. That's probably like a much faster. It's much faster and easier to make one of those than it is to make a whole map.
Oh yeah, there's a big market for character art for sure.
Fun.
All right, boys and girls, I am pretty much squared away. What's that?
Preface before you start that I didn't take any notes last time because I finished and was very drunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
Ryan remembers.
Uh-huh.
All right, well, let's see who the dice gods want us to recap. Looks like Tan the Man will be recounting last session.
So, last session was pretty chill. We finished discussing the items that we had with the representative of the Esoteric Order that we met at the archive. Brought Usarius into the party. And we are going to be meeting at, I don't know how any of this is how this is spelled, but we're going to be meeting at Oathday Theater on Oathday, which is tomorrow at this point, to discuss getting access to the archives with the full membership of the Esoteric Order. We ended up selling the Sea Sage effigy and got a big chunk of change on that.
Yeah.
We went back to the bar, and we hung out there for a little bit, and Havelock was seeming pretty down and out and unmotivated, so Ilix decided to take a walk and kind of get out, because we haven't been enjoying the pleasures of civilization for the last couple months. Why should we enjoy them now? Why start? We went by Castle Mashir, which I probably also mispronounced, which has a prison tower. We did find a Pharasman temple named the Maidens something or other. And we went inside, me and Plea and Xenesis, and we noticed a couple of people, one of whom turned out to be Zataya, who is an exorcist who has a pretty rough relationship that Havelock was aware of. And we also met the priestess there. We didn't really get a whole lot of information because the most socially awkward and culturally in the dark people were the ones that went in. So then we decided to go to a fine restaurant called Dalliance outside the city walls, and we are spending our lunch there, eating rather fine meals in a sort of a illusory luau type shindig, Hawaiian luau deep trap mix, throwdown situation.
It's a summer beach.
Yeah,
basically.
That weird pastor guy is there, and he's just like, "Burn this thing!
Burn this thing!
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
Calabash
19.
Let me go ahead and reference like the last minute of the last session's video real quick.
I can't remember if we left.
I feel like we did on a specific.
We got our first course.
And
our first course of
exactly
scourge
what it was,
eggs.
So give me just a sec.
I think we were just kind of like hand wave through. We spend most of the evening there and then go retire, maybe.
But I found so many menus.
I think so, but I want to confirm. So I'll be right back.
into force fortitude saves.
Okay.
Well, I also use it to flurry sometimes, so that part kind of sucks.
Far as I can tell, we left off after you guys had just eaten sturge eggs, basically. And I don't know if you wanted to continue there or if you wanted to kind of skip ahead and call it a night. It's up to you.
Well, I think the party agreed that we don't want to go through the entire menu, but it'd be cool if you could make up a menu to see what it would be on there. That makes sense. Like, not role play the entire meal, but to get an idea of what we would have been served.
Oh, yeah, because they did like courses, right?
Yeah, you paid per course.
I'm not gonna.
I did not.
I'm
do that.
I'm interested. What menus you found?
Yeah, do that.
Because she has some, I think.
Do it.
I just have to remember where I put them. I think it's in just chat to Chris.
Dorito crusted Mountain Dew chicken.
That sounds good. It sounds like it has dairy too.
In Oklahoma, we call that chicken.
That's just how it comes?
Default.
No, sweet Jesus.
Comes right off the chicken like that. Probably helps that we raise them in vats of wet, slimy Dorito drenched in Mountain Dew.
I don't even want to imagine. Like that's like a fucking...
I'll draw you a picture.
Well, no, like that situation would be like something that would be depicted on a Tool album cover.
I figured out why people in the Midwest are not worried about COVID. It's because the normal lifespan of a Midwesterner is shorter than the ingestion period for COVID anyway.
Yep. You get through the first 14 days of being a Midwesterner, you're good.
Yeah, you're pretty much
nothing's ever going to bring you down.
You have cockroach level immunities.
The fucking
that stage.
I just dropped it in Discord.
Holy crap.
It would fill Roll20's little chat, so.
You drop it?
Discord?
Yeah, where in
the Carrion Crown chat.
Carrion Crown? That's the game we're playing?
Hatchling alligator. Oh no.
Okay.
Hassling an alligator?
Hatchling.
This is an incredible amount of food. Luckily, half of it doesn't appear to be edible.
Live
no,
serpents.
It's all edible. It's fine.
Live serpents that have been gorged on drugged mice and other mind-altering substances.
No wonder it's so expensive. This place is like a fucking acid trip. Dude, is this restaurant designed so that we like eat these fucked up weird foods with the weird like lava lamp shenanigans in the background and we all just like trip balls?
That seems
No, I was just looking for like Pathfinder food, and this is what I found for like good cuisine type.
Oh, that's
food.
good. It's really good.
Some of it's benign, roast peacock.
Your
Dire boar. Tastes like chicken. Roast peacock.
Yeah, but then like whole roast baby squid.
That sounds yummy.
The whole thing.
Well, it is a baby squid.
I was gonna say, yeah. Stick it on a good skewer, smother it in some sauce.
Leveret stewed in wine and parsley.
I am still hung up on the last one. Literal live snakes that have been drugged that you have to just devour.
This is making me think of the scene in Indiana Jones, the second movie.
Oh,
they,
what,
like,
snakes?
Eating, like fucking monkey brains.
And,
The snake, and there's more snakes in it. And... I'm into it.
That's awesome.
Felix doesn't know any better.
Fresh chul soup served with Chelish black bread. That's fucking. This is great.
How do you get a Chelish chul?
Chelish.
Is that Flea wave blading the food away? Because he's
No, I'm testing. I'm fixing my macro so it's not doing the wrong numbers anymore.
Okay.
Ilix survives. Ilix has a little bit of everything and feels very nauseous.
Yeah, I'm
But
gonna try a
it's
little
worth
bit. I definitely Havelock would try a little bit of all of it.
Sure.
Like, I don't know how much was on the menu. This is just the food I found of interest.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this is more than enough.
That's awesome.
And you have to remember they only do one. They serve one meal. There's never a repeat.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so next week, Whitney, we're coming back here again. You got to find more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get started now.
Just take the proper nouns and just swap them around on
Pretty
that
much.
list.
Oh, you've got to go the
A
bestiary book.
live jewel full of snakes.
Yeah, instead of a sauced hatchling alligator, it's a sauced peacock and an alligator in jelly.
That's
Yeah.
actually how the chef decides what the menu is going to be. He
Jellied
just has
alligator.
everyone fill out lists of random nouns.
He
It's
just draws them
magic.
out of the hat.
It's Mad Libs,
That's
yeah.
the menu. Yeah.
I gotta hit the bathroom real quick. You guys keep
Sure.
going.
Okay, so you guys have an evening of fine dining and entertainment, and just for a little while, some of you maybe forget how awful the last few months have been. Just this little brief moment of serenity and fun, and just kind of being civilized, normal people who don't have to adventure all the time.
So I know Tanner's in the bathroom, but
Yep.
I imagine that like Plea and Elix are sitting next to each other, and Elix has never been to this kind of restaurant. Plea has maybe been once. I don't even know if I was there for
Yeah.
Havelock's graduation. It might have been a thing. But like, he's
No.
probably also equally confused by this like level of dining, and so they're probably just like snickering at the weird foods.
Mm-hmm. Like pushing it around on your plate.
I mean,
No,
trying
it pushes itself.
It pushes itself. I mean, I think we'd probably both be eating it,
Mm-hmm.
but be like, this is what passes for fine dining, sort of thing. Like, I could find this in the woods.
I feel like Ilix's thing is her perception is so high that she's like tasting every single goddamn molecule of
I'm just
everything
wondering,
that
like,
she eats.
Even the garnishes, just like
There's several things in this that, like, again, the sturge blood and the sturge eggs, the sturge blood sauce, is like, we fought these things. It's like, who knew they tasted good?
Tastes like good memories.
Yeah, the blood coming out of Plea's neck.
Maybe we should eat more of the things that we kill.
There's just that off in the distance, like Havelock screaming in like the memory flashback.
It just does a slow-mo close-up of Havelock chewing, and he's staring down the barrel of the camera, and you just hear the distant like
You've got like this, you've got like the like Kubrick stare, like
yeah. My mind is broken.
I think my brain might be hanging out of my eye socket.
you just like say that in the middle of the meal, like you're just mid
Oh,
chewing.
it's
Like,
fine.
my mind is broken.
Okay. So you guys finish your meal. Well, your meals really. You are quite stuffed, and most of the clientele have begun kind of making their way out, but no one seems to be rushing you. Everyone seems to be allowing the groups to kind of chit-chat and mosey off on their own. So I think we'll pick up there kind of like at the tail end of the meal.
I don't think I've ever been this fat.
It was admittedly a bit more expensive than I recalled, but
Isn't
well.
that inflation?
Sorry, what?
Isn't that inflation?
I don't know the meaning of the word.
I
knows its meaning.
Xenesis, give me knowledge economics.
I feel like inflation would be something. I don't know what the word would be for that time, but I'm sure there's something like
It'd
that.
still be inflation.
I probably
Maybe.
would, but Havelock is an idiot.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
doubt that Xenesis has studied economics either.
What? I was my
You're a
parents.
cleric.
My
We're
parents
both
sold art.
artists.
My parents sold art, so they would have to know that as time goes on, they can
No, they know when they die.
Well, how
then
old
the
is
price
she?
goes up.
That's the question, because she might remember inflation, like
Oh,
more
maybe.
specifically
Literally
in her
remember.
lifetime. Yeah,
She
like
was
literally.
like
Like,
100-something years old. So
Yeah.
she's probably seen it
so
in
she
person.
probably has seen it. Havelock, on the other
Back
hand,
in my day.
has not.
Oh, don't worry,
Ilix,
Havelock. Nothing to concern yourself.
Ilix like undoes her like her armor at the bottom, and it's like just has this little like tight
Pud.
bulge.
Wow, you got a food baby too.
Food baby. Well,
That is the most I've ever seen you eat, Ilix.
I think it
You
might be
usually-
the most I ever have eaten.
You're what? Like I'm an old man for my kind, so, or at least I'm getting there. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, but I guess I'm more of a bacon guy.
Certainly nuanced and copious.
Are you gonna be okay? You kind of sound like you might throw up.
We'll see if I can stand, and then we'll move
I
on.
think there's a
from
room
there.
in the back for that.
Plea just
The privy.
signs to Ilix. It's like, if you need me to carry you.
I think I'll be okay but I'll keep that in mind.
perhaps
Yeah.
perhaps we might all enjoy a proper night's rest. I know that last night it was a bit odd, but hopefully we won't have any strange happenings outside of our rooms this night.
Plea signs to Havelock.
Rude.
Perhaps, given the events of last night, we should consider at least keeping watch per Leopold's suggestion.
Last time I checked, Havelock, you were downstairs drunk at the bar.
I was keeping watch and keeping my spirits up with spirits.
He was keeping spirits down to keep his spirits up.
Aye.
Oh, okay. Are you going to do that again?
I think perhaps considering that there was a murder just outside before, perhaps we'd all better operate just like we do when we camp, keep watch through the night along those lines.
It'll be more difficult to do in separate rooms, but I suppose as long as we keep a keen ear.
I mean, we could all share a bed. I'm sure we could clump all the beds together.
The proprietor
eyes
might.
Open wide, and like he glance over at Alex real quick, and then glance back to Xenesis and just starts shaking his head.
I think that some of us would prefer a little bit more privacy than that. But,
Fucking,
Yeah.
you're just lying down there. It's like, whoever's toe that is, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but no thank you.
Do you know how far my feet stick off the end of a normal human bed? It won't work.
Yes, I think perhaps one of us should just
Stay in the hall.
stay in the hall, keep an eye out from there.
Certainly hope that we secure the windows at least,
Yes,
because they were on the roof. So,
wouldn't be unwise.
welcome aboard, Eucerius. By the way, we very well might be ambushed in the night by some sort of assassin.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry. What?
You went into
Oh,
a food
he's
coma.
nodded off there. He is.
Yeah,
Okay.
I paid for his way in too.
Oh yeah.
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 Don't worry.
Don't really
Almost.
eat that much.
You missed your chance. Our priestess offered to sleep with you.
Everyone.
Oh my.
Not just
Well, everybody,
He like
everybody
grabs,
else
you
turned
can
it
see
down.
him like take his
so-
hair and like put it behind his ears and like tidy up.
Licks his fingers and slicks his eyebrows back.
Yeah. He has to do it twice because his eyebrows are so big.
They're like
Has to take
curled
the
up.
curlers out of him.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited, Usarius. We're talking about keeping watch for the night, considering that there was some sort of incident outside with vampire remains.
Yeah. Since we'll be in a room, we don't necessarily need to worry about lighting. So I'll take first watch, just so I can walk around and digest the food.
Yeah, I'm
Digest the
not sleeping.
baby.
I'm not sleeping till later anyway myself.
I'll take the last
Well,
one.
this
as
is like
normal.
what, 3 p.m.
I'll
this
probably
like-
just sleep.
I think it's dinner. I mean, it's after dinner time. I assume we've been here.
thought we were
You
eating
see how
lunch.
many? Oh, were we?
Probably like
Okay.
Leonard,
Okay.
isn't it?
Huh?
'Cause it was
Leonard, or is it actual lunch that
I
we
thought it
came
was like
with?
a late lunch that you guys were having.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so
Yeah.
Well, it's
Leonard.
probably dinner time now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
probably
have been here a
like-
few hours.
It's
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
like
God.
late, like not
Yeah.
late night, but like late evening or like mid evening,
Yeah.
5, 6
8, 9 o'clock probably.
No.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
multiple courses
So
usually
of course,
are
you
spread
start
out.
like
Yeah.
2 or 3, and then you eat for 5 hours.
Pretty
A
much.
little bit over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usarius, I meant to mention, and I pulled my cloak over, and I show it to him. I'm like, we picked this up earlier in our adventures. It's a bit it's a bit out of sorts. I was wondering if I could get some repairs done to it, and while that's happening, perhaps the magical properties in it could be fortified to some degree. It's certainly been helpful, providing some resistance to danger. But well, considering the gold we've just gotten recently, I was wondering if you might be able to improve those effects.
Yeah, let me take a look. He gets out his little fucking monocle and starts like running his fingers over the fabric and like studying the stitching in certain places. I could probably work with this, yeah. How soon do you need that?
Well, we'll have some work to do, but considering that tonight and tomorrow should be relatively calm, I guess. I'll keep my armor and everything on me to protect me, but perhaps however long, 3-4 days, I assume,
Alright.
something along those lines.
I could take it from you in the evenings maybe and work on it then.
Perfect.
I don't think I'll end up disrupting its properties, so you could probably still use it.
Excellent. That's perfect then. I'll turn it over to you in the evenings. Perhaps now would be a good time.
Yeah, sure. Wasn't he already working on something else?
That was what I'd asked him.
Ah,
That's
okay.
what I wrote
Sure,
in
yeah.
the thing for him to work on. But
You
I
bet.
didn't actually play it. Excellent.
Bed sure sounds good.
Everybody have a ring of protection +1.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Yeah.
I think everybody has most of the basic stuff, and I think everybody else has at least a +1 cloak of resistance, right?
Yeah.
I believe I do.
I think I volunteered to keep the +1 one because I have the armor, which gives me a +2.
Yeah, I have a
Luck bonus.
+2 cloak of resistance.
Cool. Okay. Great. Mine gets done first then.
Yep. Cool. I just realized that we have a
That should
to
be
sell.
4 days worth of work. It's 3750. And he has an Ermine familiar, by the way, with cooperative crafting. Does that make it 2 days?
How much does the cloak of resistance +2 cost?
The base price is it's 9,000 base price. Or I'm sorry, the +3 is 9,000.
And you're upgrading from a +1,
Yeah.
so it would be 8,000 gold. So that's 8 days normally, and then twice as fast with your familiar.
Gotcha. Okay, so it'd be 4 days. All right, that's what I thought. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Is there anywhere else in the city that you all would like to take a look at? I think we're just waiting until the ceremony tomorrow. Correct?
I suppose.
If
Perhaps we
something
can
comes up.
walk
Please
some of this off.
suggest a walk. Is there a park?
Mhm.
We are outside the walls. It will be some time before we make our way back, and it is getting quite cold in the evening. For you all.
For you all.
Speak for yourself.
I, who have endurance and like tireless travel, and
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
I literally came from perma-winter Russia.
yeah,
I'm wearing a shirt that catches fire.
Yeah.
also called Russia.
Unfortunately, cannot hug yourself.
I can hug myself. Unfortunately, I can't be set aflame.
It is not loading the map.
There's somewhere.
Just zoom out.
We-
guys.
No, no, like-
Are we going to Holiday Theater tomorrow? That's the plan.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. It popped it.
Sugar snaps are so good, by the way.
Bro, give me some of this shit. Hook me up.
Wait, sugar snap peas?
Sugar snap peas are so plump and juicy and crisp and
You don't like sugar snap peas? What the
Nuts.
fuck's wrong with you?
Because it tastes, it feels like eating frog's eyes, and not again.
I've never had frog's
The
eyes.
fuck?
When
Again?
and why?
I am a son of a fisherman.
That can't be right. They're way too crunchy.
Better fried.
Kind of remind me of like a clitoris when you bite into it.
Whoa!
Ow!
Why would you say that?
I've only bitten a handful of clitorises in my day.
I
And they've never
cannot
tasted
believe
like
what I
sugar
just
snap
heard.
peas.
Zoo, we need to talk about your technique.
How
Act
dry
like you've
do
been
you
there.
want it?
Whitney is crossing her legs really tightly, and it's kind of hilarious.
I get, like it's not the taste, but like I will
I
take a
hope not.
photo. I will take a photo and send it, and I'll show
Oh,
you what
no.
I'm trying to say.
Of
But anywho.
the peas? Of
Yeah, the
snap
peas.
These are the clitoris.
Yeah.
What's left of it after you bite into it like a snap pea?
Boy.
Okay, sorry, you.
That's
two.
called the showstopper.
We've gotten
Yeah.
off track.
This is so off track and so
I'm gonna
horrible.
bite your sugar snap, girl.
Can I just leave? I just want to leave right now.
Sorry.
It's all right.
You straights and you're weird.
Poking
You're all
fun.
so weird.
Yeah.
Words. Walking around.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not an
but,
expert, but I feel like don't bite is probably rule number one.
Yeah.
I mean, a little biting
unless
at
they ask.
strategic moments.
Sibling.
You know, that's fine.
If it goes clean through like a pea, you have done something terribly, terribly
Shit.
wrong.
Effing turtle.
yeah.
Just
That's more like a nibble than it is a bite. If we're being
Yeah.
real.
But, going back to the frog's eyes thing, yeah, different types of bait. It was perch, I believe, like frog eyes. And, well, you could also, I guess, use them in place of salmon eggs for salmon, but those and spikes. Spike maggots just taste like sawdust.
Ew. Maggots. Ew.
Yeah,
Spike maggots.
I'm just,
They have a little
I'm just
hook.
gonna enjoy my sugar snaps. You can't ruin them for me.
So,
we need the archives to investigate the stuff we found, right? Is there anywhere we could research like vampirism? Even though I think I nat 20'd my roll.
Well, you know,
But
it's funny
still-
to roll, which let you know that the dust that we found was vampires, but like, I don't
It's
know.
not.
if
It
that
wasn't
gives
the
you,
same as
like rolling.
identifying a vampire.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know that the Quarterfax archives are not a place where you're probably going to be allowed to roam around and research.
Uh huh.
Can't remember his name now.
With A or something. Jowler, man.
Abron
Mr.
Chalice.
Giles
Auburn
Thunderbeast.
Chalice.
Auburn Chalist. Or Syriologist. Or Syrianologist. Wow.
Syriantologist.
What does Syria have to do with any of this?
Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like he works there, but you get the sense that it's probably not a esoteric order establishment,
Right.
given how he kind of kept you guys in the front room and kept sort of looking around, making sure nobody could hear.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm leading everybody back towards the inn while we walk off our food babies.
I'm following along.
I think I'm just holding Alex's hand as we walk.
Yep.
Aww,
Trying to
so
have a
adorable.
puzzle stroll.
We look pretty unfuckwithable.
I mean, generally, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
I
not
guess that's true.
many openly powerful enough people to kind of come against this group if we decided to start fucking with people.
I wonder
Numbers would eventually win.
how that affects. Do guards have like scouters, like Saiyan scouters? They can like just see our power levels. Like they're pretty absurd right now.
Ah, shit. There's some level 11s coming into town.
Yeah, yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Brr-dur-dur. Please don't kill us.
Pretty much. Yeah, the guards don't really pay you any mind, actually, as you
I don't
come back
remember.
into the city.
Well, we're not walking around like cackling and licking our knives menacingly at people.
True, dude.
Speak
So,
for your
like-
fucking self.
Havelock apparently died at the restaurant.
Yeah,
Can
he's
you hear me?
he's
Yeah,
He's
but your
crystallized.
token
But
is
your
still.
character's not moving.
Oh, I'm looking at other stuff.
the whole meal thing, the way that was set up, it kind of reminds me of Texas Day Brazil, where they just bring steak after steak after steak until you just explode. And first time I ever went, my friend ate so much that I was literally waiting for him to calcify into a salt statue. He had meat
Lord.
sweats. The poor man.
I love getting meat sweats at Fogo de Chao.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
The
Nope.
steakhouse, they're so
All
good.
Somebody
you can
not going to
eat.
jail?
Brazilian. Yeah, I think it's
Ooh.
Brazilian or South
Brazilian.
American. Yeah.
Meat.
I'll
Oh.
eat after.
I have
next
heard.
Brazilian.
It's an all-you-can-eat gourmet steak buffet. You
It's
go
like
there and they
Golden
just bring.
Corral, but classy and Brazilian.
Yeah, it's like $50 a person.
My question
Like,
is
if you go
meat
there,
steaks.
you're-
I've heard of this place. There's one like
Awful.
a block
Yeah.
away.
Awful bold of them to do waxing in a food establishment.
Whitney's
Yeah.
asking what meat sweat is.
Oh, meat sweats are when you
Oh.
eat too much meat and
Your body.
is like, why?
Just yeah, your body sweats to make you stop because you can no longer hold the fork because you're sweating too hard
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
all the meat you have put in your body.
It's an
God.
emergency response.
Yeah, it really is.
I think it's probably an amino acid imbalance.
Yeah.
Sure, if you want to be a nerd.
I am a nerd.
Yay.
I'm all
Uh,
Also that.
So yeah, we eventually, I suppose, make it back to the the inn.
The murder
And-
the murder scene.
Yeah,
Houndstooth? I want to say. No, that's a different one.
yeah.
We just made this.
It
This
was
something
some-
in Rose. or
It was
something
some
like
kind
that.
of pun. I
Yeah.
don't remember now.
The outside in.
Mm-mm.
No.
How about the Journey's End Inn?
No,
That's
we're
not
not
a
going
pun,
there. We're
that's
not
a
going there,
foreboding.
Hammer Daddy. A quick aside, Tanner, when are we all gonna get the bout of diarrhea you've given us?
You wish it was diarrhea.
Yeah, I know, I do.
It's going to be much more entertaining for me.
I'll bet.
And
I don't like this.
the answer is, it depends.
Adult diapers.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Well, I suppose we
You get it? It's a
will be.
diaper joke.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't intentionally, but I see how it could be interpreted that way. I will tell you, you're not all going to get diarrhea
Oh, so it's just like a random roll.
immediately.
Yeah, there's like another graph.
Immediately.
Yeah, there's
Well,
just
it's
like
not
a secondary
it's not
graph.
onset. Yeah, you gotta, you have like whether you get it or not, and then you have onset, and then you have duration.
Yeah, my
So-
character dove into chest-deep shit water with literal claw wounds.
You're talking about Warhammer. I was
Warhammer,
like,
yeah.
what did Ilix do in Carrion?
Yeah, I was so
I know.
I was so confused.
Yeah,
There
I
was
haven't
no
been able to
context
follow
to
any
it
of
for
this
Warhammer.
at all.
Last night, while we were sleeping, Ilix just came in and smeared poo-poo on you guys.
She's sneaky enough. She
I don't
can do
know
it.
why I'm doing this.
That's
Well,
the other personality.
That's enough food for Ryan right now.
So, yeah, we make our way back to the inn that has a mysterious, fluctuating name. Like, we all look up at the sign, I guess.
You've all
and
eaten
it's
so
like,
much that your vision is just blurry and you can't read it.
we can only read our main tongue.
We just stumble our way back.
I don't remember the fucking innkeeper's name either. God damn. What happened?
Dudeman McSquirrely Pants.
I mean, I
He's a
could just
bartender.
again gesture vaguely to everything. It's hard to keep track of memories and whatnot.
Yeah.
Just during times.
I had a note. Whatever. I'll just have to go back and look it up later.
No biggie. We go back to the inn. We just call him the bartender.
Sure.
I'm happy.
Yes, we go up to the barkeep. Barkeep, what is your name?
It's a different barkeep now.
Rotating shifts.
Hey, welcome back. You go find your vampire killer?
We found something better.
He kind of like grins like he's being playful.
Yet, though we think that they might come back tonight, who knows?
Oh, well, I sure hope not. It's
As
kind
do we.
of bad for business having a bunch of, constabulary outside.
You're just not selling to the constabulary. We gotta make do.
I'm not sure I follow.
Sell them beer.
Oh yeah, we get plenty of that. But I mean, if you're looking for a place to spend the night, you're probably gonna avoid spots where you see a constabulary hanging out and looking around, right?
That's probably true.
What kind of establishment is this?
Doesn't really give a great confidence to a traveler.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like the shady type, then you definitely aren't gonna show up. But if you're just looking to be, safe for the night, you probably don't want to hang out anywhere where there's like murders and stuff. So.
Well, you clearly haven't met enough adventurers.
Yeah.
The
murders come to us.
But
the murders come to us.
Havelock disappears and comes back with like a dress and like a fan to cover his beard, and he's just like, "Oh dear, I've got all this money and no protection. I sure hope no dangerous types come after me for all this gold I've got on me."
Oh, I was gonna say something, but I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
Face
You
bombs
have
are really,
to.
really hard.
No, I'm not. It's just like him in the voice. Yeah. So, who was doing first watch?
Me.
Okay, I'll do second.
I'll
Third,
try.
I think, is the darkest, and then
I'll go after Ilix.
I will go fourth, I guess.
you get to sleep the entire night.
Havelock will have a couple beers afterward, but he's gonna take it a little easier than he's been taking it.
We won't need the Foley art.
Whoa, you mean to tell me Havelock is exercising restraint?
Well, he's just too full right now.
Yeah, imagine putting liquid bread on top of that.
It has nothing to do with desire. It's a matter of capacity.
It's a matter of capacity.
The spirit is willing.
The spirit is willing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we spend the evening. Probably talking. I imagine Plea and I do a lot of talking. Not
Mhm.
Not
obviously.
Plea.
Not Plea.
Well, we do
I
a lot
say
of
things and
communicating.
he side. We do a lot of communicating.
Do a lot of hand gesturing.
Yeah.
Oh god. I mean, maybe some of that too.
There are some hands occasionally.
Ilix is
Ilix's
just like
big spidery hands.
sign dirty to me.
I imagine that like Ilix is getting to a point where like we can just give her, the look TM, and it's like I understand.
Chicka
It
wow
just plays-
wow.
It just
Not
plays
even
like
not
Tom.
even like not even in, like a
He's
sexual
got
way,
the
but just like when like characters don't speak and they just kind of like look at people and people are just like yeah I get it.
Mhm.
That.
We're in sync.
Or when they fight, Ilix just closes her eyes. He
I'm
waves his hands.
not listening. I'm not listening.
The problem is my perception's probably so high I could detect the currents of air around his fingers and
Okay,
discern
Got like Spidey sense.
Yeah,
the shapes.
like blind
I got,
sense
like-
or whatever.
Yeah, like Daredevil sense.
Do I have blind sense? I think it might have been my last feat actually.
I think I'll maybe like try and just canvas for rumors about these vampire attacks, these murders that have been going around. During the evening times after I turn my
Sure.
cloak over to Usarius.
Yeah, I assume that he already kind of took it and went upstairs.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. It's a +1 to my saves. I mean, it's not like not having it if something goes down is probably going to be the end of the world.
I like how careful you were with your words.
Well, you never know. That
Mm.
+1
Well, remember that
could
when he misses
do
the
it.
save DC by 1.
Right.
Yep. That final
Uh,
boss might be coming in to have a drink.
Yeah, I'm just gonna generally kind of carouse, ask around, maybe drink with some folks, and just kind of take it kind of easy. See if there's any rumors floating about.
I think with a 15, you don't really find your opportunity to kind of insert yourself in and ask questions. Everybody is sort of keeping to themselves and in active conversations.
Mhm.
And you don't really find that opportunity to be like, so
You
Vampire?
can you intimidate your way in. It's the only way.
Mhm.
yeah, I mean,
You there? Tell me of the vampires.
Gossip with me.
Yeah. You there? Enjoy my company. I order it.
You do overhear some things, but I don't think you hear anything about the vampires specifically.
Right. Toward the middle of the evening, I think Havelock will get up and head toward the door. Before we actually go down to sleep.
Like the outside door?
Yeah. So he's leaving. And I think he's gonna head back to the Maiden's Choir.
Oh wow, okay.
Dangerous to go out by yourself.
And
We're in a city.
in a city. Also, I'm me.
There were murders.
He's
He
not a
needs some
vampire.
time to sort himself.
Oh,
It is difficult in our travels to have any personal time.
fair enough.
I mean, if we were
I only
truly
had a
worried,
drink.
if we were truly worried, I could always shadow him.
You
Hmm.
could, but
I think if he gets into trouble, we'll be able to not only hear his screaming, but his victim screaming very quickly.
Well,
we are accustomed to it.
Just like again, we're just sitting there and we just hear a distant like.
That distinctive Gabby unsheathing sound. Yeah, I don't.
Just
I think
fucking
Ilix.
sirens and the wailing of women.
Yeah, just watchmen running by the door. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo.
Flashes of light in the distance.
Yeah,
Just
they
fucking
got torches and they're just spinning them over their heads.
You'll never take me alive!
roars of judgment. Like, you don't know he's not a vampire.
Stake them all.
Yeah.
Let the sun sort out the rest. Yeah, Ilix is inclined to let him go and say, I for one am enjoying having company for my part.
Well, just be safe, all right, Havelock? I worry about you. You've been off, and it's understandable.
I just give her a brisk nod before I exit and say, I appreciate it.
Scream if you need us.
Oh, you'll hear. You'll probably, if it gets that bad, I imagine that that there will be plenty of screaming to lead you to. And I give you all a nod, and I head out the door, and just kind of amble back to the Maiden's Choir.
Okay.
And I will take a deep breath and head inside.
Probably not to your surprise, but it's pretty empty in here at this hour of night.
Yeah.
So your footsteps kind of echo on the stone floor.
Mm-hmm. What's it look like in there?
Fairly old. Like when I described it last time, there's far more stonework than there is glasswork. So there are like windows and such and stained glass, but they're much smaller than what you're probably used to.
Mm-hmm.
Presumably just because they didn't really know how to build them strong enough back then. So there's just like more stone than there needs to be. It's kind of like a bunker in here almost.
Mm-hmm.
There is pillars every 6 to 10 feet or so. Just kind of, well, that's actually really close together. Let's do 20.
Okay.
Just kind of in a grid pattern, and then there are, pews and such in between that, and it kind of fans off on either side into what looks like maybe some study area. And then there's spiral staircases towards the west side at the very end, and then there's like a stage.
Gotcha.
It's pretty typical cathedral.
Havelock will take a deep breath and just kind of wander over to one of the pews and take a seat. And just kind of lean his head down to the pew in front and rest his forehead against it and close his eyes. And take a moment to pray and think about the last few days and what's happened to him and what kind of confusion he's going through, spiritually and emotionally.
Sure.
And sexually.
Everything's up in the air right now. I mean, who knows?
Sure, yeah. I think it remains pretty quiet in here. Havelock is thus far unnoticed.
Is Mother Thestia or the exorcist lady around? Or have they obvious? Have they been like walking around obviously or anything?
No, it seems that you're alone in at least this area.
Okay. Well, I think that's what Havelock's doing. He's just taking a moment to try to get his head on straight and pray a bit.
Well, let me ask you this. Is he wanting to be discovered, or is he hoping to just kind of have a moment of peace?
I think it's up to you.
Okay.
I think that this is just as far as he's gotten. I think this is like an honest experience for him. He's feeling pretty lost.
Okay. Well, I think probably 30 or so minutes go by, and you eventually do hear footsteps ascending a staircase on the northwestern corner.
I look up and break my kind of meditation and take a deep breath. Who is it?
I think that the exorcist comes out of the stairwell and
Stealth roll.
locks eyes with you almost immediately as the only other soul in the room.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Karis.
Havelock meets her eyes and stands up and gives her a stiff nod. I had kind of like flippantly made the remark that like I hope they're not running afoul of her before.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean I'm fine with him
We did
having...
tell you that we met her.
Yeah.
And it was incredibly awkward.
Yeah, I didn't go into a lot of detail about like Havelock's personal history with her. But he gives her a stiff nod when she steps in.
Well, fancy seeing you here.
Exorcist? Hi,
Visitor.
Exorcist. He just lets out like a long breath and says, it's been a while.
So it has. What brings you back?
My companions and I stopped into town. There's been some activity. I dare not even speak the name of the organization, but it is of great importance. You can probably guess who I'm speaking of.
Ah, yes. I consume most of my work these days.
We've been on their trail that led us back here, but thus far nothing concrete has materialized. Not sure how long we'll be in town, but...
She kind of raises an eyebrow at you. So you think they have a base of operations here?
I can't say for certain. All we know for sure is they were due to make a deal of some sort. I believe... Were they due to make the deal and then come here after? I'm having a rough time remembering. Okay.
The deal was that they were going to acquire the Raven's Head mace.
Yeah.
To either it's not clear if they wanted to destroy it, use it as part of their ritual, or just take it off the streets.
Right. Yes, they had planned to make some sort of deal. In fact, I believe that they were trying to acquire an artifact of great significance. We were able to foil the deal, but we weren't able to track down exactly where this organization is at the moment. We hope that they'll show their faces in town at some point and we can get on their trail again.
Well, I can tell you that they're not here.
Sure.
Kind of grins.
Yes, I'm counting on it. That's one of the reasons why I came back here. That and for other reasons.
Go on.
Do you remember? I know it's been a while since I've trained here or been back to Caliphus, but you remember my sister?
Oh goodness. Yes, but that was quite a few years ago.
She's back.
What do you mean back? Isn't she dead?
Not quite so dead anymore. Think that perhaps I've put a target on myself for the last several months, perhaps a lot longer back than that. They got to her somehow. Through all the preparations that I did, they brought her back. She was only with us for perhaps a day before she fled. I believe she thought that the Way had a way of seeing where she was or using her against us.
Are you telling me that the Way has resurrected your sister? Soul and all?
They use necromancy.
Well then, she's still dead, right? And an undead does not have a soul, surely.
I probably should have known that that would be your perspective. I can't say. It's not magic or necromancy I've encountered before.
It very well could just be trickery to try to get under your skin.
I think it worked.
So it would seem. She
I'm
kind
having
of takes a seat in the pew in the row, like in front of you, and just sort of sits sideways facing you.
I sit back down where I was. I think that their aim was to create doubt, and it worked. Nothing feels the same it did before.
You notice that she's not really grilling you like you might have expected.
Yeah, I do. Can I sense motive? I mean, that seems weird. From what I had imagined, she was a little bit more of like a hardline person, but that was probably in the past. That was probably like, I'm imagining that the last time that they really spent any kind of time in around each other, Havelock was like a scrappy youth, and now he's been, road hardened for a good bit. Well, I'm just gonna roll it and not even look at the answer.
Sure.
Havelock says, it's not the same as it used to be. I think either they wanted to distract me and force me to slay her, or create some sort of doubt about things that I thought I had laid to rest 10 years ago.
Well, they do specialize in bringing one's demons back.
They did. For me, but I don't know. Somehow I don't think that this is what they planned. They they had seemed surprised when she turned on them. She seemed to be herself. She wasn't a mindless undead. She had memories. She could speak. She tried to fight back. What could that be? Have you encountered anything like that before? In all my years on the road, I never have.
Well, there are a few sentient undead, but I don't know that I've ever heard of someone coming back as such. What did she look like? What was her form?
She was disguised as another companion group. He always forget. It wasn't his mother. It was someone he knew, right?
Mm-hmm. Girlfriend's mom.
His girlfriend's mom. There was some glamour over her to appear as the mother of someone very close to one of my companions, a gunslinger named Leopold.
Curious, why would the Way provide her with such a trinket?
Perhaps they sought to use her against Leopold. Perhaps they sought to have me accidentally slay her and then realize what I had done afterward. I can't say for sure. I'm good at sensing motives. Grand Exorcist? High Exorcist? I'm good at sensing motives, but not always as good at piecing them together after the fact.
Well, the big picture is usually harder.
Mm. He nods and says, still piecing it together. I think perhaps I will.
Well, if it is as you say, I'm not agreeing that it is, but if it is as you say and her soul has somehow been bound to her original corpse, surely she would feel that that is unnatural and would not wish to be in that state.
Yes, that's true.
So perhaps the Way provided her this illusion to help her accept her condition.
Why would the Way do that? She was tormented.
Perhaps she is easier to control that way. I'm not sure.
In any case, it seems that whatever they had planned failed. She rebelled, and then rebelled from me as well. I suppose she thought what she was doing was best for everyone.
Well, of course, your duty is to slay her.
Havelock just locks eyes with her, says, would
She
you be
must
able to do
return to the
that?
boneyard, you know that.
Perhaps. Future.
Out of character,
Phrasma's...
out of character, don't we know that we can't slay her?
I don't
thought
think
we
so.
had identified her as an undead that couldn't be killed by conventional means.
Yes.
Yeah, we knew that she had like Fext-like qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But she was not a Fext.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
She's a special form of Fex.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
a bit of an unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I say, would you be able to do it? Do you have any siblings?
A brother.
If your brother, if that happened to him, would you have the strength?
It's perhaps not a fair comparison. I'm not as close to my family as you are to yours.
Well, I think perhaps they sought to test my resolve. And I got to see, for the first time, what I wasn't willing to give up. It's been, and I just kind of gesture to my head, say, caused a lot of confusion. I'm not sure where I stand now with the goddess or the organization. It's made it harder to feel her presence.
Well, you remember what it is, surely?
Hmm.
What it felt like?
Do. I wish I could have that assurance again. Instead, the path ahead of me and my companions is one I'll have to continue down without that reassurance, at least for now.
Well, if it is as you say, it must be Pharasma's will that she is back. A soul could not be ripped from the boneyard as such.
She's granted special dispensation to resurrect those of great prophetic importance in the past. Is it possible that Gabby could have been such one?
Maybe she has a role to play. Though surely, at the end of it, your duty remains the same.
That we can agree on. And I give her a nod, and I slowly force myself back to my feet. Exorcist Mardalis, it's been good to see you again.
That's High Exorcist Havelock.
Hi, Exorcist Mardalis. I'm sorry, I forgot to give you your full title. I am, as always, regular Inquisitor Havelock.
She kind of smirks. And it's at this moment when you are standing above her that you get a better sense of where she's at with your sense motive roll. It seems as though it's quite late and she's maybe a bit tired, and age is starting to show on her face in ways that you wouldn't have thought of, because, I mean, it's been years since you've seen her. And you think that's probably taken some of her edge off.
Softened a little bit.
Yep. And maybe just wisdom of age as well, but you know, that's the hunch that you get.
Gotcha. I give her a nod and say, I'll have to get back to the inn. My companions and I are going to be resting there, and there was evidence of some sort of vampire slayings outside of it last night.
Yes, vampires, sure.
Havelock gives her a look and says, in all your years of service, do you still not believe that they exist?
Well, I'm sure they existed.
Well.
It'd be rather hard for them to exist in the city now, I would think.
Havelock shrugs, and he says, everything that Uncle Fitzhelsing told me about them squared with what I saw there. But granted, he wasn't exactly all there all the time.
And you've been known to drink a bit.
That's true. I can't deny that. Havelock says,
wow, I didn't come here to be called out.
Havelock says, I have no idea what you're talking about, and pulls out a keg of Applejack.
I was imagining, like, I don't know what you're talking about, and then he kind of like pulls his vest close together, and you hear kink 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 kink, all like the fucking
a bunch of bottles like fall out. Yeah. Havelock nods to her and says, I'll have to be getting back. thank you for your time, High Exorcist.
Certainly.
How old is she?
She's about your age,
Okay.
but I mean, even you're starting to get on a bit.
I'm like late 20s, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Pushing
Havelock,
30.
get
It's like
Um,
it's like yeah, late, almost dead, basically for humans in this period. For Inquisitors, that's probably doubly true.
You're at 3 times the normal life expectancy.
Yeah.
Well, that and as Inquisitors, like you've seen some shit.
Yeah.
You know, like you
Yeah.
haven't exactly had a low cortisol life.
No, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Picked up a
Can't
picked up a
hardly
few
avoid
scars.
finding shit.
Yeah.
Or places where
Well,
it's deposited.
Yep. Havelock tips his hat to her and says, "Perhaps I'll see you again before we leave Caliphas."
Sorry, one sec.
Quick, Havelock, now's your chance. Sleep with her and become one with the church.
Mhm.
And we'll have an end.
I feel like that's like a weird. I am our in. Like theoretically, Xenesis has the Raven's head.
Mhm.
Like,
But
I feel like-
she does.
in
that.
fairness, we are hiding that from the church because you don't bring that into the Maiden's Choir and walk out of it with.
If you literally brought the actual real Spear of Destiny that could actually perform miracles into the Vatican, it would start a war.
I mean, that's the assumption. Havelock didn't actually like say what we have. Probably in deference to that idea, but
Okay. I am back.
Okay.
Sorry about that. What was the last thing you said?
I tipped my hat to her and said, "I'll have to get back to my companions, but it was good seeing you. Perhaps our paths will cross again before I leave the city."
Well, perhaps you should talk to the lady and get some guidance before you leave. Well, the
I've
city.
been trying
She's-
been trying to speak to the lady for the last. Does she mean?
She means the priest,
Oh,
whose name I have forgotten.
Mother Thestia.
Mother Thestia, yes.
I give her a nod and say, I'm sure I'll stop in again. And then I tip my cap and walk toward the door. Actually, I'm probably not wearing my hat. I would have taken it off on my way
Yeah,
in.
just like holding it respectfully.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh god,
Yep.
she saw your scalp? The poor woman.
it's like,
What scalp?
what are you, 28? You have a huge bald spot? The hell?
Yeah. It's just jagged. There's scars running
just-
through my hairline
It's
like
just
crazy.
It looks like you have fucking scabies. It's just like
Yeah.
patches
I was
of
thinking
hair
you had
gone.
It looks like you
Not
have
great.
a comb over, except it's your whole scalp that's a
Yeah.
comb over. Like you've coiffed your scalp flap.
I don't want this to be canon. for my
Too
character.
late. Well, no, because I remember, didn't you do a charisma test afterward? You were like, how do I look? And you rolled a nat 1.
Yeah, it was not good.
It's
It
just
was
like,
really not good.
he just has one of his sideburns combed over his whole head.
Yeah.
It's got one of the, like the beehive going.
Yeah.
Just has
Gross.
it, like,
It's not great. All right. Yeah. Anyway, with that,
She makes a little Phrasman circle at you and nods. Spiral.
yeah.
You okay, Jenna?
Yeah, you're gonna be
Tanner's
okay
just
there.
dying.
I'm just imagining you like tipping your scalp at her.
Oh God.
And she just like,
just like flaps over.
Milady.
Every time the wind blows, my scalp just like flaps in the wind.
Oh, gross.
That's disgusting.
Okay.
Um.
I'm done.
Yeah. I would like to officially say that Havelock probably just has some like
No. This is my
stars
headcanon.
and shit, but you can have your headcanon however you like, and I'm probably still gonna make jokes about his
Nobody
scalp.
got my headcanon joke.
I got
Well, sorry, I moved too fast.
It was so bad.
Um,
Anyway.
sorry, man. I'm talking to a hot Inquisitor lady I haven't seen in 10 years, who like could probably kill me at any time. Not really sure.
Furausal.
Well, that explains the hotness.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
It's the danger, really. That's what
Yeah.
does it.
Yeah.
You know, because of the implication.
Yeah.
Are we hurting these women?
Are we? Are we the baddies?
Because of implication. I doff my cap or whatever, my pate at her, and give her a brief grin, and then head toward the door and back to the inn.
Sure. What is the rest of the party doing while Havelock is out? You have basically 45 minutes of amongst yourselves time.
Maintenancing my weapons. That's about it. It's a nightly routine for me.
Yeah,
I'd imagine,
that's-
like Elix and Plea, I'd imagine they want their alone time, and Xenesis
probably,
is probably scaring the patrons with questions that like are
Yeah.
very. What do you think happens when you specifically die? And they're just like,
Yeah.
Like endearing but overly personal questions.
What's it like knowing you're going to die in like basically tomorrow? In my perspective,
Cosmically speaking, you're already dead.
so weird. Blink of an eye and it's all over.
maybe she's
Yeah.
asking me that. I'm already half dead. 33, I think now my character is.
I think
Fucking-
Ilix definitely tends to her equipment. And then since it is cold out, if our room has a fireplace, we stoke up the fire and maybe like cuddle in front of the fire and
Yeah, I like this idea.
Without the shirt, I hope.
Yes.
And without the pants.
probably.
No,
Eh.
he has the shirt on like light bagel setting. It's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes,
Hand warmer.
yeah, hand warmer setting.
it's controlled by tweaking the nipples.
That's awesome.
What?
I just love that you can that he can like turn his shirt on to like minor warmth levels.
It goes from hand warmer to broil to inferno.
Yeah.
Honestly, for as expensive as it is, like you should be able to like have it be like, oh, this shirt can provide warmth for this many rounds per day or hours
Yeah.
per day instead of.
Technically speaking, you could just grapple a log, and I'm sure the log would catch fire, and you would have warmth then.
Yes, I can set fire to any object.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, I
Set a
think
man
we-
on fire, and he's warm for the
Even
rest of his
Elix's
life.
heart.
Yep. We sit there and Ilix probably blabbers, but I don't know about what.
The food, maybe?
Yeah, I think Please asking like her opinion on like the town because this is like, I mean, we went to Lepistad, but, we
but
didn't-
yeah.
So like this
We're
is
very
probably
busy while we were in Lepistad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the first
Um,
town we've been in where it's like you get to just experience town life.
Yeah. Ilix is curious about it, but she's not sure if she likes it. It seems very confined. And also, like beds, come on, hammocks are where it's at.
True hammocks are awesome.
Someday, we'll get you in a proper hammock. You'll see.
He like takes some rope off of his rope of twine and was like tying it to the bedroll. And it's like
Oh,
science. Maybe we
okay.
can make
Wow.
one in here.
This
Um,
if this hammock's a swinging, don't come a ringing. God.
I don't think that the rooms, the corners can hold it, but maybe next time we're out and it's not so cold.
Please shrugs and says, "Well, perhaps in the spring."
Yes, if we make it.
When she
then
says
we'll-
that, Plea just kind of like grabs her hand and just like
Yeah.
smiles.
I know, I worry too much.
Honestly, I was probably going to ask Xenesis something, because, like, There's been a
Mhm.
question about Zin that's been bugging me. Is like, you never really
Well,
talk too much about your parents, but it seems like that whole painting of yours seems to have something to do with them. We never met them, but oh no, they're not from Ravengrow. That's right. Where were they actually from? Because you mentioned they were from somewhere now.
well,
No, she was. They lived in Ravengrow briefly.
Oh, okay. So like, what are they up to?
Xenesis was like a resident at one point.
Yep.
Ah, okay.
mhm.
So like, what are they up to now?
Well, my
It's like, this is
father's.
my dad. Pulls out the painting.
Dad's missing and mom's dead.
Yeah, well, that's not really how I was gonna phrase it, but
No, you can go ahead. I'm just giving you the GM seeds.
well, Leopold, well, my mother, she's with Pharasma now, and my father is somewhere out in this great big world. That's
So
why I don't talk too much about it.
I guess I'm pretty similar in that regard. Did you love your mother, or?
Oh, yes, I loved her dearly, and she fell quite ill, and that's kind of the reason why I wanted to become a cleric, because for everything that I knew, I couldn't help her, and I vowed that I would be the best cleric in the world, so that no one else could die such a sad death.
I guess my excuse for becoming a gunslinger was a bit more selfish than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was just kind of a keep going sort of thing, you know? I didn't really have a great relationship with my parents. My mother, I maybe saw her only 4 or 5 times my whole life. My father, I watched him die, and that wasn't soon enough. There was really only one family that ever really did anything nice for me. I was the troubled kid of the town. But yeah,
Hmm.
well, now we all kind of know how that went, and now I'm here.
Well, I mean, I think you turned out all right. You're always very respectable. I mean, heck, you paid for Havelock's follower. That
Serious is
You
there like,
did?
yeah, that's right. Fuck you.
well,
Is Serious an angry drunk?
I think that's up to Chris.
He's just pissed
I don't
off.
think he has
It's-
been yet.
Well, the Martens family were.
He's an
well,
incompetent drunk.
yeah,
Yeah.
most wizards tend to be. If you get a wizard drunk, you're in for some problems.
I never said that as a dwarf.
That's how big the
wizard-ish
room was. I
character.
said
He's
fireball.
not here.
Fair enough.
But
Yeah, he's upstairs.
now, obviously, I kind of was taught that sort of stuff by the Martens. If it weren't for them, I probably would have turned out quite the asshead. I don't know. Well, except for the father. The father was a mean man, but
oh,
her mother and her were probably the nicest people I'd ever met. Save for you, of course, in your
oh.
own way.
Well, thank you. I slightly blush. You know, Leopold, honestly, I think you and I aren't too far apart on because you said, like, just to keep on going. I mean, that's kind of sort of the overarching of why I became a cleric, too, just to keep on going, because I didn't want my mother's death to go in vain, her illness to be the end of it.
Yeah, I suppose so. I guess it's fitting that we're all one, mismatched bunch. Make a lot more similarities than we originally thought.
Yeah, it saddens me. I wish we were brought together on a more happier note. I think fondly of my parents when they were painting and doing arts and crafts together, and they'd set their shops up. And I like when people get together for happy reasons, and it seems that sadness follows us almost everywhere.
Yeah, well, maybe once all this is over, we can finally actually have a vacation. Actually have a gathering where we aren't getting ready to get ambushed by, vampires and necromancers all the time.
Oh, I think the food was a good start. That restaurant seemed quite filling as I pet my still ever food baby.
Yeah, I think that was a good start.
Do you worry about Havelock?
Of course I do. Like I said, a lot of similarities between us.
Yeah, I
I
guess
see a lot of myself in him.
Oh. I must be harsher. I don't know. I feel like if you love someone so much, you would want to let them be released and
Well,
yeah.
like I said, I'm a bit selfish.
You think he's a selfish man too?
I don't think personally it's selfish to want to be around those you love, and especially when they're taken away in bad circumstances.
Yeah, well,
You resent that sort of thing.
right. Well, I was trying to picture it like I was trying to think, well, what if it was my mother who was in that spot and not Havelock's sister? I feel like I would want her to be set free, but maybe sibling bonds are much stronger than parent bonds. I was an only child, so I don't really know what that sibling love is.
Yeah, me either. But I don't know. I keep thinking the same thing. They showed Kara to me with the that ring that was given to Gabby, and now I don't know. I keep thinking about what'll happen if I find out that Grace is one of these things. I don't know what I could do. God forbid she's still under their control. I don't know if I could even bring myself to harm her.
Oh, you mean far forbid, right? No, Pharasma, sorry. I have Overwatch in my brain. That was dumb.
Sometimes I
There's
forget who
God.
my goddess is.
Right, Pharasma.
It's the drinks.
Yes. Well, well, I think we should still keep a pretty close eye. And I know I don't really talk too much about my parents, but I guess there's just really not much to talk about. I don't really like to put my mind in that headspace of her death, and I can just only hope that my dad's doing well out there and selling all the great art. I haven't really stared too much longly at the painting, and it kind of is unsettling.
Have you been thinking about maybe like using your newfound power to track him down?
I feel like we're on a different mission, and maybe when we get this next one settled, we could potentially focus on that. But I don't have any strong urges. I mean, I've been doing so well without him for this long that I don't see any need to press the issue. But maybe I'm just so used to letting go.
Well, I think you said Pharasma teaches you how to do that,
Yes.
and you certainly learned well.
Well, thank you. And I toast you to that one. If there are drinks around. If there's not, I high five you.
I'm like holding the barrel to my musket, and I'll just kind of like fist bump the high five.
Well, do you think we're gonna see any action tonight?
Honestly, after all that food, I hope not.
It's not the action I was actually implying.
Not the
but
peanut
yes.
gallery.
No.
Honestly, I hope not. After all that food, I don't think I'm up for a fight, but you never know.
Mm,
Like we all understand, it just seems to follow us around, doesn't it?
Everyone has +2 natural armor while they're full of food.
Vomit projectile.
But a -2 to your sickness saves.
Yeah.
And your
-2 dex.
movement.
And you
Yeah,
lose
-2 dex.
5 feet of movement.
Yeah.
What do you think of that old guy? Euceris.
Well, considering he's right here, passed out, or is he? He could
No,
just be
I
fucking
thought
dead.
No, he's
No,
upstairs
he's
working.
upstairs,
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
he's upstairs
upstairs slaving away.
quote unquote, working.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's probably
Uh,
masturbating with the cape.
God.
Well, I don't think he's doing that.
Gotta
but,
add some
I mean-
special ingredients to
Where
this
do you
new
think the
cloak.
magic comes from?
Mhm.
Oh God, he's a left-hand path.
Man
The
for
left-hand
life.
path sex magic. Just jack off over a circle. Make my will.
+1 to detection by UV light.
But I don't know. I mean, it certainly would be useful to have somebody who actually knows what they're talking about in terms of arcane around. Don't know exactly how far we can trust him just yet, but if Havelock trusts him, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Although Havelock does just want to kill him so bad.
Want to,
Yeah.
but doesn't. A crucial. That's
Yes,
what
but
really matters.
Yes.
If Havelock wants to kill somebody and still doesn't, that must be like that's a sign of trustworthiness.
But again, seems like he's working on something for Havelock. Maybe we can toss him some money and get some of our stuff worked on. I hear it's cheaper,
Mm.
and if he's willing to work for free, well, then we might as well take advantage of that. But again, I'm a selfish person.
Right. I feel like your selfishness probably, as you said, keeps you alive, keeps you.
Had until I met y'all.
Well, I think you're still doing all right.
Well, yeah, but the healing helps with that.
Oh yeah, well, Pharasma is good.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a pistol that can heal wounds yet.
Phrasma is literally not good.
Well,
or evil.
It's your subjective view of her.
mhm.
Sorry, I'm just sassing you.
What do you believe in, Leopold? I never really. I don't think you said you really had a preference in the gods.
No, it's not like I don't believe they exist. I mean, obviously, we literally saw one, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't think I can put any stock in a being that decides to weave fate in a way that gives absolutely terrible lifetimes to people, or cuts their life short, or just does all that and expects to be worshipped by followers. I don't know. It's not something. Wherever I go, I'll go. And honestly, the way I'm going, if it ain't hot and terrible, I feel like I've been sold a false bill of goods.
Mm.
I think right around now, Havelock gets back to the inn.
Oh, I see a familiar face, and I point in the direction where Havelock enters.
Step back in and look around and see you guys all hanging out and give you a nod.
I give you an eyebrow.
Tears it right off, throws it at you.
Yeah.
Here's a replacement.
Yeah.
We'll rebuild him scrap by scrap.
Havelock sees your eyebrow and just kind of shakes his head a little, like, don't need to talk about it. And moves in and takes a seat. Maybe a little bit less tense and distracted than he's been for the last like 2 days. Just gives you all a nod and says, well, you're all still alive, so I take it that the way hasn't made their move just yet.
No,
Suddenly, a
no,
vampire body falls on the table. No.
Son of a bitch!
He was in the rafters the whole time. It's
Right
like,
while I was gone.
I'll knock on the table when you say that.
Yeah.
Just no.
So
Yeah.
We've settled on watches.
Yeah, I will
Seems
take first watch.
Very well then. Well, I think I'm going to get some rest. Hopefully we won't need it, but we may tomorrow for the ceremony. In any case, we'll have to convince the esoteric order to let us get into those archives somehow.
I think we've got enough well-worded ways to get ourselves in.
And clout to go with it.
I'm hoping that's true. In any case, I think I'll retire.
You're so young to retire.
If only. Maybe once this business here is fully settled, I can consider proper retirement.
Mm-hmm.
I look over at Zenith and go, see?
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, I hope you rest well.
I will do my best. Keep an eye out, huh?
Yes, I will.
I'll make sure to keep 2.
So you
Uh,
don't sleep anymore, Leopold?
Not much. Not since I started wearing the ring.
Right, yeah, you don't have to rest.
It's like 2 hours.
Wondered what those dark-looking circles underneath your eyes, why they were kind of fading away.
That's from trying to look down the barrel of my gun.
Yeah.
That's just eye strain.
I call those learning scars.
Yeah. Learning bumps. Yeah. So really, I'm certainly a lot more productive. Although I must admit, having slept for 10 hours a couple of times in my life, there are days where that's nice.
I'm sure you could one day just pop off that ring and let yourself a proper rest.
After a few years of wearing it, I'm wondering if I would just turn into a puddle.
I think upstairs, Ilix and Plea are near the fire. What?
I said making love.
We haven't banged yet.
Question: Can Plea actually clap the ass, or is that against his vows?
They'll have to have
Yeah, he can't smack my ass. That's
and he can't go
clap
too
cheeks.
major drawback.
No,
Can he
he's
make
gotta,
the bed creak?
he's gotta
Oh
go
no!
You
low
guys
and-
need a hammock.
Yeah. That's
I can't make intentional noise, but if noise happens, it
I mean,
happens.
you know that the bed's gonna creak, so
This is when we
Or
find out.
I don't go
We
quickly,
find out
go.
that Plea's a screamer.
Uh-huh.
It's unintentional. He can't help it.
Ilix just like, hey, leave your,
The
vow of
goo.
leave your vow of silence at the door, big man.
yeah.
Oh man,
Oh god.
I could cast
I've
silence.
got like
and it'd
9
be
years of
okay.
experience on him.
Yeah.
At this point we're upstairs, and Ilix will look over at Plea and say, if the Whispering Way is controlling that creature that called itself Gabby, what do you think? Do you think Havelock will have the nerve to put it down?
Plea signs back to Elix and says, "What kind of friends would we be if we made Havelock kill his sister?"
It might mean us or her.
I don't think that if she's being controlled that she should stay alive, but I don't think that we should make Havelock pull the trigger.
No. But would he stand against us?
It's a good question. I don't know where his mind's at right now. But
This concerns me. I'm sympathetic to his position, perhaps in a way I wouldn't have been some months ago. What is dead should be left dead. But
Yes, well, that is true, but death always finds a way to give rise to new life. It is sort of the cycle.
Yes. But if he can't do it, what then?
Well, first we need to find a way to kill her, if that is even necessary. But from what I understand and what you described of the type of undead she is, I don't think it'll be as easy as just stabbing her.
No.
But
Like I said, I am sympathetic to the creature, but I'm sure it suffers in its condition.
I do believe that you're right. It definitely suffers. Gabby was not the same when I spoke with her. Not as I remember her, at least, but souls do not come back from the boneyard in the way that hers seems to have. So something tells me that her presence here is more for Rasma's will than with.
I certainly hope so. We can't afford to lose him in the heat of battle to misgivings.
Well, if and when the time comes, I will restrain him, if it is necessary.
I hope that it's not.
I got freedom of movement now, dude. There's no way you can stop me. That's through the wall. I'm sorry.
You don't have a ring of freedom. You
That's
just
true.
have the spell.
Shit. All right. Carrion Crown Civil War, here we come.
Coming this summer.
Ba, 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 ba. Yeah, and then I think Ilix will say, "Well, enough of this. Let's get some sleep before our watches come up."
Plea nods to her and then kind of like grabs her by the hand and brings her over to the bed and they start cuddling.
Yep. Is Ilix the big spoon?
Probably.
I kind of figured, but
I mean, you're like 6'4" and I'm 5'8". Like,
yeah. How could she not be? Is the question.
yeah.
I mean, she doesn't have to be. I've
just shift
curl
down
up
a
in
little bit.
ball.
I've been big spoon before, and I'm the short one always. So
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
it's definitely easier to be the little spoon.
Yes.
When you're the same height, it gets weird. You can switch though.
Ah, yes.
It's good. Okay.
All right. The evening passes uneventfully. Nobody sees or hears anything suspicious on their watch. It's all very calm and civilized.
Too calm.
Da, da, da.
Sue's over here like making threats.
I sense mode of the DM.
I go to wake up. I go to wake up like the last person on the shift, and the entire room's just covered in dead bodies. Like, oh damn it!
Son of a gun!
Yeah, the whole room is covered in dead bodies of spiders.
Should really
Oh,
That's
God,
even more
no.
disconcerting.
Just
Yeah.
little bitty dead spiders everywhere.
Just 4 inches thick on the floor, dead
There's-
spiders.
there's
oh
man,
man, you
no.
made it so much worse.
Just
Gross.
that crunch and slide.
There's a video
Ugh.
game. There's a multiplayer video game I play where one of the infections you can get infected with, it turns your blood into microscopic spiders.
Great.
Okay,
It's
all right.
fantastic.
I'm not getting any sleep tonight. That's fine. All right. So yeah, it is now Oathday morning. You have a meeting at the theater this evening.
We go downstairs and are surprised. Like Ilix is honestly surprised not to see Havelock, with
Passed out
like
at the bar.
75 empty mugs piled on top of him.
Yeah. Havelock is sitting there with 75 eggshells next to him because he is smashing a big breakfast.
Yeah, just putting them all in a giant like colander, not a colander, but like a giant pan, and just gonna knock it all back.
When you guys get there, Havelock says, "Been up. I've ordered you all breakfast. I also ate it, but I did. The thought was there.
Well, did you pay for it too then?
I did. Unfortunately, I did also eat it, as I've just told you.
Okay.
As long as you haven't eaten the end out of all of its supplies, I'm sure that's fine.
Plea asks like what time their meeting is today.
Noon-ish.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's afternoon, I guess, or that night.
What? Oh yeah, no. The meeting's in the evening.
In the evening.
So sundown.
If there's a chance to take like a shower or something, I want to make sure I'm like extra looking nice because I feel like this is going to be something super proper.
Hmm.
You can probably find a bathhouse.
Okay.
I should hope so.
Going to sell some stuff because there's stuff in the bag. So give me a second, and I will.
Ilix will accompany Plea.
Oh, here they're going to accompany the shower house.
Ilix is always clean.
Uh-huh.
Plea is also pretty clean, just because like the monk, like I don't take a vow of cleanliness, but like the monks, they teach you to like take care of yourself.
Discipline and all that stuff.
It is all that stuff.
Yeah. The body's a temple and all that.
Oh wow, this is way more expensive than I thought it was.
But yeah, after we do that, getting cleaned up would probably be a priority. So if Xenesis finds a way of sharing where she finds a bathhouse. Hey, you guys!
Yeah, Havelock will do the same. I'll check in with Usarius to make sure, he's still alive.
Everyone gets 351 gold from me.
I had a terrible dream that my blood was made of spiders.
351, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So what?
What'd you sell?
I had a ring of protection +1 and full plate and some weapons that were in the bag.
Oh, okay. Great.
Budget. Oh, you're. Where would we be
but I also,
without you?
part of the reason for that is I want to buy a masterwork blade so that I can have Usarius upgrade it later.
Hmm.
133. I know.
Ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah, he has made a day's worth of progress on the old cape.
I'll say it's coming along. I'm heading out. Can we
never mind this bit. And he never mind. I was gonna make a joke about the cum thing from earlier, but
Oh, you should.
This is a magical pigment. I spilt a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, is that hair gel?
Yeah.
Oh, what's hair gel?
It's for actually, you don't have a lot of hair, and let's be honest, neither do I anymore.
You keep saying you don't want this to be. You keep saying you don't want this to be canon, and yet it keeps getting brought up.
It's too hilarious.
It's too good to not have the parallel universe where your head is just fucked.
Yeah,
is very close to this one.
Oh God. I say, well, perhaps it's best that you keep it this morning. We've got some business to attend to this evening with at the theater.
Oh yes, you'll need me there as well.
Yes, it would probably be best if you accompany us, just in case. After all, you are are
I'm
here
sort of
to.
your ticket to enter.
Indeed, and of course, one never knows when it'll be handy to have a wizard around to.
Who told you I was a wizard?
Didn't you?
Oh,
Well, or sorcerer, some sort of arcane sword. I'm not certain. I really hope you are, because otherwise, what are you doing with my cloak?
Definitely not wiping things up.
well, it was quite comfortable.
You were quite comfortable? Oh, it was quite comfortable. Just using it as a blanket?
He was asleep on it when you walked in.
Motherfuck. You better have magical
Smells like
control, old
Bengay.
man. I tried to be nice for you. I made it 18 seconds.
He's like fucking like rubbing a crease, like it can if it's Esper Queen. Like that's just fucking. That's how he's enchanting it.
You smell like ointment and pee. So yeah.
Yeah. I'll bring you Usarius breakfast for working on my cloak as well. I mean, he's an old feeble man.
I'm gonna get
An
you
old,
grits.
drunk feeble
Wait,
man.
where's the mead?
Listen, Usarius, I
Is he gonna-
understand this is really the pot calling
Mead
the
is
kettle
very
black
critical
here.
to my magical practice.
Chris, are you just trying to make him like Woodhouse?
I don't know, man. I'm just fucking with Havelock.
It's gonna be
Just
an
like-
itchy weekend.
Yeah, because like the way Havelock is responding to this old feeble man is just so indicative of like Archer. It's just hilarious to me. He's like, I'm gonna run sand in your
I
cold
don't know
eyes.
if they grade it, but
Course.
Listen, I'm gonna need some mead, okay? It's very important.
Listen, I don't know you well enough yet, but seems like somebody should have an intervention for you at some point.
I'm sorry, did you go to wizard school or was that me?
Ah, you are a wizard! I knew it!
He found my secret. He jumps out a window.
Alright.
jig is up.
I'll face palm and then tromp downstairs, begrudgingly order an ale, and then order another one, drink my first one, and then take the second one up to Usarius.
He
Drop
said
it down
meat,
the table.
not mead. Or was he saying mead?
He said mead.
Mead.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it was meat. I thought you were saying meat.
I brought him breakfast.
He's got plenty of meat. He
Oh,
actually
yeah.
has that wizard cloak.
I
Yeah.
just thought you were coming upstairs to drink
Mysterious
a
is
pint.
well hung. I think that's canon.
Of course.
Oh god.
That's why his
Rainbow
robe is
Age.
so long.
You couldn't have that kind of confidence to fuck with a level 11 Inquisitor like this.
For sure.
If you weren't hung like a fucking horse.
Or just old as fuck.
I
and don't
can't
care
wear
anymore.
shorts!
I love it when old people just don't give a fuck anymore and aren't assholes. Like assholes, but like fun assholes.
I
Not
kind of
like
enjoy when they are also assholes.
I have created this character.
Yep.
You are
I mean-
describing Usarius.
I'm the one who put the bug in his ear for having an antagonistic
True, dude.
relationship with my own cohort. For some reason, I did it. So it's too late now.
It's cathartic.
It's about this bathhouse.
Yeah, well, not that I'm peeking at Chris's screen, but there's a pool-looking area.
Ooh. You definitely are peeking, I think.
Yeah, that's the pools outside the Maiden's Choir. I guess you could try to go bathe in those. You might get in trouble.
I don't think they
A
like
little
that.
cold.
No, not that one. Okay, right there.
You
Right
mean
there,
the
Chris.
pool in the middle of the park?
Yeah. Is
A little
that,
cold still.
well, unless,
wouldn't be the worst thing we've ever swam in.
presuming unless there's a nice fancy bathhouse just for ladies.
Are we gonna have the trope bathhouse episode?
If you want to.
You got some sexy elves rubbing up against each other.
We can also just say you found a bathhouse and bathed.
Works
Okay.
for me.
I just
I mean,
posted two.
I'm along for both of those rides.
The second
Oh
one.
no, Havelock.
I posted one of my own imagination of what this looks like for Havelock, and one of your guys, the darkest timeline version,
Havelock Prime.
created.
Yep.
Completely
Jeez,
fucked.
that's pretty good.
Oh man.
That's great.
I feel like his frown seems to be more frowny.
It's the same in either one, but I
I
think there's a
know.
very good reason for
The
that.
absence of hair gives it a very different feeling.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Great.
So yeah, we get clean,
Yes, we do.
and I guess Ilix is. Do we need to alter our attire or anything?
Well,
I was just going to go like
I
this.
don't own other clothes.
Neither do I.
doesn't Plea have some cool thing to make things?
You're thinking
Oh,
of Jack Jones.
Yeah, he
oh,
has the
damn it.
robe of many garments or something like that.
The sleeves of many garments.
Mm.
I mean, it doesn't produce clothes. It's just like it lets you disguise yourself in whatever clothes you want.
Well, I could lend one of my nice vests, cleric vests.
I put on my nobleman's outfit that I
Oh,
bought in
right when you were a
Lepistat.
lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I was a lawyer.
I look like how I look. If they have a problem with it, they can just go pound sand.
But I strap my greatsword to my back anyway. Like I just have the full lawyer garb, but with a fucking greatsword strapped to my back.
Sure.
I just imagine like
This
Havelock
just exudes
in
confidence.
Mm-hmm.
like it's a bit more puffy, but there's that one character from Ace Attorney, Phoenix Wright. Like I'm just imagining Havelock looking like that dude.
Like Edworth or
I think so.
the like younger antagonist.
I think he's the younger one that isn't Godot.
Yeah.
It is Edgeworth. Yes.
Okay, well, if you guys are down to skip ahead to the meeting.
Yeah,
I am.
I do some shopping before the bathhouse, but other than that, yeah.
Some what?
I had to upgrade my waveblade to a masterwork waveblade.
Oh yeah, sure.
You got it all
I just have
clutch.
to remember where the theater is. No big deal at all. Ah, okay,
I
yeah.
like that.
All right, well, it's getting pretty close to sundown now. If we want to get going.
Lead the way.
Yes, Euceris, please lead the way. Do you have enough ale in you to
Oh, I'm
stay
glad you
focused?
mentioned that.
Oh god, fuck. I mean, Pharasma, fuck.
Phrasma is your god. I think that's
He
just
takes a
implied when you
swig
say-
out of a boot flask that he pulls out.
Secreted boot flask. Now that Ilix is clean, she finds some ink and does her war makeup to give her proper appearance of one of her people,
Oh, okay.
which is basically kind of painting her face like a skull.
Are you coming? I know I'm slow, but I'm sure you can keep up.
Sorry, I got distracted by our good Ilix and her painting. It's so intricate.
Skull makeup.
She's got like she's got her sword out in front of her, and like she's fucking using that as the mirror
The
to put
mirror.
the makeup on while walking.
Just don't get any of it on the books. You're not taking part in the ceremony.
Why has Roll20 frozen? Excuse me.
Struggling to catch up with all the JPEGs, I guess.
Yeah.
Fine for me.
Too much JPEG.
Too much pegging.
That's what I was thinking in my head, but I didn't say it. Thank you, Tanner.
You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. The pegging, that is.
Just the tip.
Ah, shit. I did that wrong.
just the tip and other lies you tell yourself.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right, we're here. And you can see ahead of you is a fairly modest looking building. It appears to be an old theater. The windows are mostly shuttered and boarded up. So it looks like it's not seen use as an actual theater for quite some time.
It looks like a
And-
piano
Let me
from
see
up
if there's
top.
any actual description in the text. Yeah, so it just looks like they're yeah, my description was fine. Just looks like other more modern buildings have taken the place of this old theater. There's just better places to go now.
Seems a bit
Oh, it does say.
inactive.
The rough wooden exterior bears the signs of numerous repairs and modifications, though it seemingly has need of many more. The building itself has two entrances, one to the west and another to the south, both illuminated by large wall-mounted oil lamps. Well-dressed servants stand outside these doors, welcoming arriving carriages and turning away passers-by who linger next to the glass windows of what appears to be a large meeting hall. But the meeting hall's shuttered up right now.
Well,
Hmm.
Bit less discreet than I would prefer. And Ilix is going to look around at like the buildings nearby to see if anybody's up on roofs creeping.
Sure, give me perception.
I'm also gonna look around for that. Just not as well.
So, 32 with urban.
No, I don't think you see anybody creeping on you.
There's nobody up there, but who knows? Could be mixed in the crowd.
Mm. This is where the ceremony used to be held.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be in the main hall. We won't be allowed in.
I see.
Why?
Well, you're not part of the order. You don't get to take part.
Members
Oh.
only.
Okay, fair enough. So we're just observing from far, far away then?
Oh no, we'll go inside when the time comes.
All right. Just hang out here in the meantime, I suppose.
Maybe we should have arrived late and not been early.
Well, just be patient. Have a drink, and he hands you his flask.
I look at it carefully to see where the slobber marks are and avoid that and take a tiny sip.
He notices your hesitation and then whips the flask back and licks all the way around the rim before handing it back to you.
Havelock just has his hand on his greatsword and he's just looking at Xenesis like, huh?
Never mind, I appreciate the offer. And
meanwhile, he has prestidigitation. He could have literally just cleaned it, but he doesn't.
He chose to do literally the opposite. In fact, yeah. Is there any information we can get about these people that are standing out here? Just these look like servants primarily.
Mm-hmm. They're wearing like basically like tuxedo dress with like
livery
white
of
gloves
whoever
and shit.
Yeah. Livery, however you say it.
Mhm.
Well,
all right, there
I-
seems to be a break here in the carriages. We can cross and make our way inside.
I follow Usarius.
Okay. He leads you up to the door. the sort of guard recognizes you, Sarius. So, these are all with you then? Oh, yeah. We need to talk to... well, you know.
Illick's face palms.
I'm gonna roll sense motive. I'm pretty sure that he forgot, and he's just like old person. Like, well, if I just pretend it's supposed to be secret, nobody will know. I don't.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Yep. Oh my god.
Sure. Just make sure that you... Oh, we won't go in. I'll keep them clear of the ritual, I promise. Alright, very well. Did Aubryn provide you guys with like a written invitation as well?
I don't
I don't
think
know.
so.
He told us about it. I don't remember if he gave us an
All right.
invitation.
That's fine. Just checking. So he will.
Oh yeah, I have in my notes here a written invitation, but it's carved in wood.
I hate you.
This is why he
Fair.
made you serious.
Fair enough.
This is why I make you suffer.
Yep.
Alright, if you guys want to all drag your tokens out to where I have Havelock staged, we can begin your journey through the Haraday Theater.
See no Havelock.
Where it's everything's
Havelock?
black.
No, it's not.
All I can hear is
I'm
Y'all
pinging.
suck.
black.
I appreciate the ping.
I
now took my
I can't-
token,
I
but
can't
still
see.
Can't see.
I
Oh,
drag my token, a light will appear.
oh, it
Nope.
could be the virtual tabletop setting mischief thing.
Son of a bitch.
Yep, that got me.
Oh,
You have
the
to, like-
tokens aren't updated.
Right.
So while he does emergency GM repairs, can I just say, I picked up Red Dead Redemption 2 when it was on sale over the last summer sale for Steam. Holy
Mhm.
fuck! I knew what happened in the game, and even though I know, it's still such a fucking good game.
Did you finish it?
No, I'm sitting in chapter 3 because I don't want to go any further.
Okay, I'd like to talk to you after that.
Oh no, I mean I know what happens. I watched someone play through the entire game. I still wanted to play it.
Oh, the first.
Ah!
You know what? Not saying anything.
Yeah.
Nice job, Tanner.
Yep, that was good. That was like the most efficient message you could ever send because it said everything I needed to know.
That isn't literally just like fucking John Strong going like stop.
That would have been pretty good too.
Oh, I can see.
It's gray now.
Well, just move your token.
Where the fuck happened to his token? God damn it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
I like the cobbly. This.
Alright, so they let you in. You guys can go into the foyer here.
Well, I
Cannot.
can't.
We all hit the door.
We all
Oh.
run to the door,
Just-
three Stooges style. Pound into it.
Wow, wise guy, eh?
Yeah.
You serious just walks in and the rest of you look like dogs who've been traumatized by running to the screen door too many times.
Yeah.
They just won't cross through.
It's like
Oh,
have our
interesting.
hands out in front of us walking through.
there is a second door. Interesting.
This looks
I wonder
like
if
old
perhaps there's a
Babylonian
hallway
architecture.
beyond.
Usarius, why is everyone so secretive about this ritual?
Oh, that reminds me, I have some ambience. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, this ritual. Is it
What about it?
magical? Or is it more?
I really can't speak on it, to be honest.
If it was magical, Eusebius, I'd imagine you were literally the only person in this room most qualified to speak about it.
Well, yes, but they're non-members, so I have to be a little careful. Well, anyway, we can move on.
Well, after you should probably be the one to lead the way anyway, considering you're the member in our party. The only official one.
We're gonna go into the next room and we're gonna go left. Because the gallery is off to the right, and we're not allowed in there today. Everyone clear?
So don't go C, go left.
Correct.
Let's go, huh? And then walk in as he opens the door.
He opens the door and he'll lead you guys off to the left.
Now, I don't know left from right, so. I'm kidding. I follow.
Eusebius has no comment.
So let's see. I should probably describe the room you guys just walked through. The room that you're in right now, that you just left actually, is going to be particularly striking to you, more so than the foyer, which is just sort of a wooden room with lamps and shit. But this particular room is an observatory, so it's actually open to the sky above. But strangely, there is a few leaves and twigs that seem to be kind of suspended in midair, as though they were stopped on some sort of surface. There are a number of runes that mark the floor's tiles. Yeah.
Sarius, what? This is magic, isn't it? What is this?
Yeah. And he sort of waves his hand over a few of the tiles, and they light up. And it appears to have some sort of spell stored in it. But when he waves his hand over it, a projection overlays onto the sky above and forms constellations.
Sorry, fascinating.
Parlor tricks. He will lead you into the trophy hall. In here, there are a number of paintings and sculptures and stuffed animal heads and the like. It probably reminds you a little bit of Ascanor Lodge, actually. There are 4 alcoves that lead to stairs that go downward. There is burnished, copper-bound doors close off either end of the hall. And in this room, I think you guys will meet... Let's do Auburn, whose token is missing, apparently. Yeah, I'm not sure why their tokens aren't connected to them now. It's weird. But we have his art. That's good enough.
Ooh, it's an old fat man.
Well, you guys have made it. I can't do the fucking jolly voice.
Oh, you're doing good.
All the same time.
Well, I'm very, very pleased to see you all.
Just eat a lot of Chipotle, you'll get there.
You're right. I just need to look the part. That's the whole.
Nah,
problem.
poutine, man. You
Yeah,
want to put on that? You want to bulk up? You eat some poutine.
Oh boy.
That
course,
method acting.
Yeah. Of course, what's his last name? It's Auburn Chalice? Chalice? Of course, Mr. Chalice. Although I must say I'm more curious than anything else, I still am not entirely certain. Where are we to meet everyone, or?
Well, when oh, I'm sorry. That's you serious.
Hmm?
Well, when they finish the ritual, you'll be able to speak with him then.
Ritual? Can you tell us any more about that?
He sort of looks at you, Sarius, and shrugs. And then he says, "Well, we have a new member, and who needs to be initiated."
All right. Well, I
Who is
suppose we'll have
that?
Well, it wouldn't be much of a secret order if I just told you that, now would we?
Fair enough.
I'm gonna say, I feel like there's so much secrecy that any questions bring like 10 more questions.
Well, wouldn't be the first time we've had to learn more about a secret order. I'm sure we'll discover all we need to in time.
Its name is the Esoteric Order, not the completely open and transparent order.
Yeah.
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 The completely above board and very, very open,
Yeah.
totally visible friend group.
Yeah, this is Facebook when it first started, not Facebook when it
When your
became
parents
later.
get on.
Yeah, not your mom's Facebook.
Well, I can perhaps I can fetch the master for you a bit early, or you can come into the lounge with me. I can, we can just entertain each other until he is ready.
Very well. I'm gonna sense motive just to see, like, I mean, I know this is like it's a secret order, right? But this all does feel strange.
Mm-hmm.
And something vaguely creepy, kind of going on. Haplock's just kind of looking around, wondering a bit.
Well, I wonder if it's because, like, every time we've gone into a place that just likes to flex on magic stuff, it's always bad. Like when we were at the castle with the fucking Frankenstein bullshit everywhere, and then we were like almost killed by this horrifying Leviathan.
Haplock looks around. He says,
Magic is bad.
There's 5-foot squares on the ground all through this place.
Very observant.
Well, I know what that means.
Just traps everywhere.
I think it would be nice to meet the master, but that's just my opinion.
Well, you might change your mind.
Not a pleasant man, is he?
I wouldn't say that per se. Just a bit rough around the edges.
We've met plenty of rough around the edges characters.
Some of them travel with us.
Some of them are us.
Well, I suppose if it gets too uncomfortable, we can always hang out with you, and you can, as you say, entertain us while we're in the lounge.
I think we're supposed to entertain each other.
Hmm.
That's the subtlest orgy invitation I've ever received, but very well.
He's just already dropped trowel, like.
I told you I'm very confused right now.
He'll walk over to one of the like mahogany liquor cabinets and pull out a rather fine-looking bottle of some sort of liquor. And he'll begin pouring glasses.
I definitely do not take a sip until I see him take a sip.
Okay. Well, he drinks almost immediately before bringing the cups over to you.
Okay.
Yeah, so there are large like chandeliers in this room. They're the iron style with just candles all over them. It looks a bit like a tavern in here. Clearly the room was not constructed to that effect, but the layout and the furniture lend themselves to that.
Yeah. This was
and the rug is definitely well trodden, so it's darker in patches where dirt has like packed in. So it's definitely an active space.
Why the theater, if you don't mind my asking? Why has this place been selected as the ritual spot for the order?
Well, it's a nice big location, and no one else is using it.
Fair enough. I'll cheers him with my glass and sniff it. What kind of liquor is it?
It seems to be some sort of brandy.
Ugh. Not my favorite, but never been one to turn down a free drink, and I'll take it.
All right. Havelock dies. No.
Well, it's been fun. Should have had my cloak of resistance.
I wish I could say it's been fun.
Yeah. I'd love to say it's been fun.
It was fun up until fucking you, Sarah.
And I don't remember the specifics, to be honest, but I think that this building may have been donated to us.
Quite an affluent former member.
I think you'll find most of the members are somewhat affluent.
I suppose that tracks.
Not much use to the order if you have no influence. I just look at you, Sarius, and like squint. Was like, how then?
Yeah, how did this guy sneak in then?
Oh, you know, I'm quite accomplished.
Did he get grandfathered in?
Aha! Oh, you're a real funny one, you are. He must have came with the building.
He waves his hand and casts a spell.
Oh.
Ooh. Ha!
Nope.
Ha, I'm on to you. I know that. That was magic.
Oh wait, okay. It's my turn, right? Yeah.
Nice. He casts prestidigitation. Prestidigitation.
On himself?
No.
No, I look him right in the eyes and just down the drink, looking at him. Like, fuck, I don't care what it tastes
Your
like. I'm
drink is
establishing. I established dominance.
But, Ilix, there's a foul stench rising from your cup.
Ilix didn't actually say, Tanner said that. Ilix didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I did say that.
Alright,
Okay.
well, it's Leopold's then.
You're welcome to have none of the credit.
If ever,
all of the consequences.
Leopold, if ever it was possible to create liquid skunk smell, this is probably what that would be like.
After I down it, I slam it down and I go, I've had worse. Oh my
Why is
lord.
it spicy?
That's some stank drank.
Why is it spicy?
Okay. A short time passes, you guys exchange some pleasantries and have your drinks. And
Ilix is not drinking.
okay.
I'm gingerly
Sirius
drinking.
helps himself to Ilix's remaining liquor.
Yes. Yeah, she smells it and hands it back to him gracefully.
Of course. I have to find this guy now. Because these are not in alphabetical order. There we go. Better. Alrighty. A short while later. This guy comes out of the hall. Out of the
My brain-
hall.
My brain quick read it and I thought it said Edna Mode and I'm like, no way.
Yes, please. Yes, please. I'm here for this.
Darlings. Is that it?
Oh my, okay.
Now I'm writing a mode in as a character. Whatever RPG I decide to write next.
Oh my. Okay. Yeah, he comes down the hall towards you all, and he is alone. I'll just put him like that, because I'm lazy.
Okay.
Wide boy coming through.
Here, there's a better look.
I feel like he should have. Reminds me of Aladdin and the monkey.
Really? To me, he reminds me of Shriners.
I was going to say Shriners. Strong influence there, I'd say.
Yeah, he probably jingles as he walks.
Definitely. And you can tell that this is almost certainly some sort of ritual garb. He probably doesn't wear this all the time.
Yeah.
I should hope not.
Unfortunately for you, I bet there's no other character.
Wouldn't be much of a secret order if you wore that all the time.
Yeah. Like, I wonder what he's doing.
Yeah, Havelock will stand up when this guy approaches and look to Usarius like, is this the guy?
He nods.
Let's see. And he just looks at the guy as the guy walks in.
Yep. Audrin Auburn will look at you before the master is in earshot, and he will say, "Well, Havelock, I believe you're on."
Come on.
Yeah. Like, you're up.
Do the thing that you want to do.
Yep.
It's a turn of phrase that you apparently don't know.
I know the phrase, I don't know what you're talking about.
He gestures towards the approaching master as he says, "You're up."
Yeah. Up to do what?
To make your
Talk and learn
request.
things?
Okay. What were we gonna ask him?
Okay, alright. I wondered if that's what was going on.
Yeah, I don't know what you
want
guys are talking
You
about.
guys want access to the archives primarily. So
Right, yeah, okay.
Research stuff.
Alright, I greet him when he comes in. I don't know his name yet, but I say, hello there, sir.
Master.
You fancy gentleman, you.
I assume you're the leader because of your garb, your fine garb.
Perhaps a reasonable assumption. What can I do for you?
My companions and I sought to gain access to the archives for some research we are doing that I believe you would approve of.
Auburn, does this check out? Yes, sir. Give me a diplomacy, Havelock. Or anyone.
Ooh.
Hang on!
Ooh,
Alright.
not the worst.
Alright.
Oh, Leopold Clement, my dude!
Nice.
Alright, Leopold. What do you say with that roll?
What, to try to get him to,
Yeah.
like, warm up to it?
It seems that he's a little standoffish at the moment.
Look, we don't want to waste your time. We're here to discuss incredibly important matters pertaining to, well, those you want destroyed.
You can
And we're-
speak plainly in these halls, boy.
Good point. Alright, Whispering Way. They're working in this city, from what we understand. And we've got, well, reason to believe that they may either be working or fighting with vampires. And long story short, we want to work with you.
But before you continue, out of character, the reason we want access to the library is nothing to do with vampires. It has to do with the amulet.
Yeah, but,
The other stuff that we found.
Mm-hmm.
yes,
Well, the vampires too.
I mean, they probably have something to do with it. They're an undead creature. I don't know. I just assumed they do.
Wow.
But,
way to profile vampires.
oh well. Maybe they shouldn't be such
Does
assholes.
anybody
It's
have
spam
knowledge
profiling.
nobility? I assume not, but
Nobility,
I
Yeah.
thought somebody in this does.
No, actually.
nobility, I do. I have a +8
Yeah.
nobility.
Oh, hell
Oh,
yeah.
damn.
give it a shot.
Hmm.
Rip. Yeah, your knowledge doesn't extend to the esoteric order, apparently. That's
Are
okay.
you surprised by this? They are the esoteric order.
I basically motion Flea and go, Flea, do you still have the amulet?
Yeah, Flea takes off his bag of holding. He reaches in and pulls out the lead-lined case, reaches into that, pulls out the amulet.
Yeah. The nesting doll of protection.
It still makes me sick, even in all
Yeah.
of these extra-dimensional spaces.
He sort of like looks at it from like deliberately from a distance. He leans over to get closer, but maintains his footing. Well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to let you down there for a little while. If Oberon is alright accompanying you to make sure you stay out of trouble. Don't destroy anything.
What interest would we have in that?
Well, I've just met you. Never hurts to give stern warning.
Fair enough.
You are so kind to let us go down there.
I promise you.
Just don't spread the word around. It's not a favor I intend to do often.
Well, hopefully it's worth our time, because if it is, then your problem will go away.
At least that's our intention.
Mm-hmm.
We share enemies.
We have similar goals, I would say. If you are already on the trail of this, then whatever we can do to assist you would be in the benefit of all men.
I agree entirely, and considering the affluence of your members, perhaps a small donation of
20 to 30,000.
one or 200,000 ought to tide us over nicely.
Research grant.
We need this to be a passion project for you.
Oh God!
Give me.
We're gonna have to be lovingly donated.
Give me another diplomacy. I just want to see how he reacts to this. Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Oh God.
He just,
Cast guidance on me, Usarius.
he just looks at you kind of stone-faced. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I can let you down into the vaults, though, if you'll come with me.
Okay, you said Auburn is going to watch us?
Yeah, Oberon will be accompanying you guys downstairs.
Oh, these fall.
Yep, he will take you downstairs. At the bottom of the stairs.
So I'm sure you probably didn't plan it, but for some reason in the song that you have going right now, the music, there was literally someone walking downstairs when you said walking downstairs.
Oh, actually, there's a special staircase for this, isn't there? Where the hell is that? A12, where the fuck is that? Alright, so he leads you guys down into the basement.
I feel uncomfortable.
To the darkness of the sub-basement.
A chamber of antediluvian nightmare.
Okay, Wayne June.
That was so good, actually.
Yep.
So once you guys get down here into the basement, it looks much more like what you would expect for a order such as this. The walls of this kind of hall, they depict a number of esoteric creeds and inscriptions, all serving as reminders for newest initiates of their responsibilities to the order. There are like portraits of what you assume to be past members of some import, all in their like ritual garb that looks very similar to what Master Adjurius is wearing. There are two small doors in the north and the south that don't really look like they lead to anything significant. They look a bit like closets.
Hmm.
Yes. And then the door to the west is a strong wooden door that is iron-bound and locked with a very impressive-looking lock that's built into the frame of the door itself. It's not something that was added as an afterthought. It looks very much like this was deliberately put together as one piece. So he gets a fairly large key out of his pocket and puts it into the lock and begins sort of spinning what seems to be some sort of like combination dial around the keyhole into its proper sequence. There is a groan and then a loud click as the lock is disengaged, and the door groans open.
I was trying to like inspect the engineering to the vault. It's like rolled a 10. It's like nope.
Yeah, it's a little outside of your purview. Beyond this door is a large descending staircase that spirals downward. There are bookshelves in here that are groaning and creaking under the weight of the number of tomes that line them. So basically the entire staircase has bookshelves just lining the walls in the center and along the outside as well.
Wait, so this center area is... You can't look down at it, it's just bookshelves? Or...
You can look down into it.
Okay.
There is bookshelves down at the bottom.
Okay.
And when you reach the bottom, I believe you end up here.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Kind of reminds me of the like the Castlevania library of the Belmonts.
Yeah, it's similar.
I will note out of character, I'm gonna need to head to bed in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fascinating.
He is going to leave you now in the care of Aubryn because he has stuff to attend to upstairs.
I'll just nod that as he's leaving to, acknowledge his thanks.
See that you keep them out of trouble.
Is this a place we're going to be able to access at any other time, or is it just for today
Probably not.
while he's in town?
Are you asking Aubryn?
Yes.
I suppose it depends on how well this goes.
I look around.
Yeah, Ilix is like actively looking for anything that's threatening, that might be like a trap or
Sure.
something untoward.
Piles of statuary, pottery, paintings, and art fill these chambers, clustered around large wooden crates, barrels, and narrow bookshelves full of ancient, musty tomes, with only a narrow, meandering pathway between them. In the final vault to the east, a large work table. Wow, I can't read. A large work table lies half buried under piles of scrolls, books, and clay tablets, illuminated by magical work lights overhead.
Certainly fancy.
Are these like magical objects over here, or what is this stuff?
Some of it is going to be giving off magical auras, yes.
Aubryn, is there some method of organization?
There's books on the bookshelves, and then there's pottery in that section over there.
I'll take that as a no.
Well, I think it's pretty good.
Well, they got the books on the bookshelves. That's organization
Books
if
are
I
all
ever
together.
seen.
Literally
What
the
other
bare
manner
minimum.
of organization could one really have?
By
Please
topic,
begins
by creator?
describing the Dewey Decimal System that they use at the monastery.
The Duerheim system.
Yeah.
This is standard practice in monasteries all around. And libraries, you know.
What were we looking for down here? Was
Anything related to the amulet?
Yeah. Okay.
Although I believe we were gonna have your wizard
You
do all the
guys, so
research.
this is the shit that you're able to research. This is the stuff that's listed. You can of course get creative if you want. You can research the Whispering Way themselves, the Carrion Crown poem that you have, the Raven's Head Mace, the Moorbound Key. I think that's the list.
Okay.
Morbone Key? Do we know what this is?
Yeah, the necklace.
Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah. You don't know that though.
Yeah.
That was a little slip.
That's okay.
Usarius, would you help us out here? This is.
He's like already got 3 books on the floor.
Oh, okay, great.
He's got his like legs kicking up behind him, like laying on the floor like a school kid.
We're like the Breakfast Club down here.
I am sitting crisscross applesauce.
He's sipping at a flask of mead and reading away.
I think Ilix is going to try to locate anything relevant to the Raven's Head.
Sure.
In particular, anything that might have to do with why the fuck her people had it.
Right. While you're in the library, you get a +6 on knowledge checks for the topic that you want to search for, but it will take you 1d6 hours of pouring through the old tomes and records.
A long night.
Yes. I think discovering, divining the purpose of that key, that necklace might be the most crucial thing, and perhaps the way itself. After that.
Not to go out of game here. Was there like a knocking sound in the music, the ambience?
Probably.
Okay, because that sounded like someone was punching my door.
Well, that's terrifying.
Which immediately made me do the SpongeGar meme of ooh, and like look to my right.
Have you ever seen? There's some kind of video on YouTube where it's like playing the video normally, and then it makes a knocking noise that sounds like it's in real life. And that was like the whole video is like a joke to make you like stop and like look over and see if somebody like knocked on your door.
Well, it's kind of like that time that they synthesized what it's like to have audio hallucinations. And it's fucking horrifying.
Yeah.
Neat.
I don't need to synthesize that.
So let's do Ilix's research, and then we can probably call it a night, because I think it'll be midnight here at that point.
Yep.
So if you want to give me either knowledge history or knowledge religion.
Definitely knowledge religion.
Knowledge nobility would also work, but I don't think you have that. So.
So that would be a 21.
And then you have to roll a 1d6 for the hours to study?
Yeah. I can roll. Do you want me to roll it, or do you want to roll it first?
I'll get you.
Okay.
I'll roll. Okay, actually pick a color: red, blue, or gray.
Gray.
4 hours.
All right.
DC for religion, and you rolled a what?
21 total.
21.
Pretty sure I don't get a bonus to urban on knowledge religion.
No, you don't, unfortunately. Okay.
The Raven's Head is in a city, so therefore it's urban.
will have to help you with some of this because he'll need to do a spellcraft check on the Raven's Head itself.
That's what he's here for.
So if you want to roll that for me while I dig out the rest of this,
Right.
that would be dandy.
Let's see. I think he has a plus 16. Yes. Oof. Well, even a plus 16 can't always save you.
Yeah, that's not quite gonna cut it. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But Ilix, you will learn that. Well, it says page 55. I guess that's a pretty short description. It was the symbol of the office for the Bishop of Caliphas until Prince Verholt lost the mace in battle against the Whispering Tyrant. So, at that time, the mace went missing. And of course, Ilix can fill in the blank there because her people had the mace for some reason. While that's not explicitly mentioned in the texts that Ilix pours through, she could kind of put two and two together that, okay, the mace was missing for a long time, and I know where it was. You also know that historically the elves withdrew from the fight against the Whispering Tyrant and didn't help anyone. They kept to themselves and stayed kind of insular and separated, and no one really exactly knows why.
Because they stole some sweet fucking swag and then took off.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, so it was lost in the fight with the Whispering Tyrant, or
Yes.
after the fight?
He lost it. It says very specifically that he lost the mace in battle against the Whispering Tyrant. So presumably he was either knocked unconscious or killed, and the mace was just like left in the battlefield.
Yeah, he was killed at the battle, and then the mace was never recovered.
Gotcha. So it's not like he killed the Whispering Tyrant and then.
Right.
No, the Whispering Tyrant didn't go down till way later.
From some like GM Fiat stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
are we stopping on that roll, or
I'm sorry.
are we stopping on that roll, or are we doing any? Can we all
We
research?
can do another if you would like. I'm fine with that.
I will.
I am getting very tired.
Yeah.
I mean, we can always come back and just be in the library, so all of us can like
Yep.
come
Yeah.
with questions.
Yeah.
and
That's
research.
also fine.
It's probably
That
best,
way you guys can
honestly.
think about more questions that you might want to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Ilix, if you want to research kind of your people specifically and the history of your folks and try to like cross-reference with the Raven's Head, I would allow a separate roll for that.
Okay.
And we can either do that now or hit it next time. Whatever.
Let's hit it
feel
next time.
More lucky with. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cease the recording at this time. Good session, everybody.
Mhm.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Words are hard, okay?